Okay, we're live. Let me just see what's going on. Okay, we're live. Just give me a few seconds. Let's move this over here. Can you guys hear me? Write down something in the chat so I know everything is okay with the volume. Volume is good. Thank you. Okay. So man, okay, I'll just wait a few seconds so we get more people inside the live stream. Hope everybody's doing good today. We're gonna take a look at BTC, what are the potential reversal setups. We're gonna talk about this as well. So yeah, interesting times, definitely interesting times. I'll just wait a few seconds. I'll pop this right here so we can take a look at it as well. We have the CPI coming out today. Okay. Okay guys, so I'm gonna start with BTC. Now, the context that I want to give, okay, from over here, we had the bank run, okay, but essentially we were in a very, very strong support and it gave a huge bounce because there was like a lot of shorts coming in right here. And also the other thing that was part of that, let me just pull that, okay, so if we pull the deviation pocket from the high to this low, it's on here as well. Now we have seen the bounce. Overall, from an L12 perspective, what I want to say is that in my opinion, I'll just do it again. Let me just hide everything here. Okay, so from an L12 perspective, locally, BTC has been like this. That's the first wave, second wave, that's the third, that's the fourth, and that's the fifth wave. Okay. After this, we have a nice zigzag correction, which is being on A, B, C. How can we confirm that if that's an ABC? Okay, just simply use the extension and we have to tap the 1618. Okay, so that's a legit correction. Okay. Now, after this, we have to take a look at what is going on locally. So essentially locally, what we have, let me just hide all this here. What do you think about ES? I'm gonna go through ES as well, but I wanna cover first BTC, if DX1, then I'm gonna move on to ES and Nasdaq. Essentially, yes, we had this zigzag correction, ended up in the 1618, but overall, what I wanna say is that first we have impulse that has been for 91 days, and then the correction just to take like 17 days, it's not very logical for me. So essentially we can be looking in a more complex scenario, which could be just ABC waves in terms of, let's say that's the A wave, we could be putting the B wave now, and have another push probably to the downside as the C wave. It could be a flat coming below this low, or it could end up in this area as well. Okay, so that's the probability. Also, it can be a zigzag as well. So essentially, if it's gonna be a zigzag, it's gonna end up here, somewhere there, if we're putting discount. So be aware of this. Don't get overly bullish. Something that goes up fast goes down fast as well. Now we have to look at locally what is going on. So essentially locally, that's my account at the moment. Okay, so we have the first wave, second wave, which is being a nice triangle, very nice. Then we have the fourth wave, which is being an ABC type of zigzag. Then we had a nice push to the upside. At the moment we're putting the fifth wave, in my opinion, and then we can have a nice pullback. Now about the fifth wave and how do we look locally. Okay, I'm gonna show you something, guys. Let me just okay, so the first thing I want to mention is that the previous range point of control, we are hitting that level at the moment. So that's a strong level in my opinion. It's holding for now, but of course we have to see how the news event goes, and after this we can take a position. Overall, what I have to say here, we had this weekly, we tapped it, pulled back, kind of hovered around it during Asia session. Then when London opened, we back tested it with very nice bullish divergence. Let me just show you quickly. So we were absorbing a lot of shorts in this area. As you can see in the order flow, you can see a lot of negative delta at the lows. A lot of negative delta. Here we make a higher low, and actually the cumulative delta makes a lower low. So we were absorbing a lot of shorts here, and then of course we pushed up and we stopped them out. At the moment we're seeing a lot of longs coming in as a strong resistance. This usually doesn't go well. I believe all of them are pretty late in terms of pushing to the upside. And like locally, we're trading this parallel channel, which is perfect for fifth wave. Essentially the thoughts behind this are like, we have first push, pull back, second push, pull back, and essentially we're gonna make a third push, and then we can take a look at the reversal setup. So essentially if we're gonna reverse, it's gonna be interesting for the reversal, because what is happening actually, I have a video about the 80% setup. So essentially the 80% setup is that when we have the daily open outside of the previous day value area, at the moment the previous day value area is sitting at 24k. So essentially, judging by the setup, if we lose for 24k, we can be looking towards 22.4, 22, which essentially is, I'll just show you quickly, is this liquidity level right here. Okay, so actually this is London low from yesterday, so we can be looking at this as a potential target. If we actually start to reverse, as I say, it's a potential reversal, it's nothing 100%. Usually these type of consolidations, they're not being nice. I don't like this type of consolidations, and the reason I don't like them, to be honest with you, is very simple and logical. Okay, so usually a nice consolidation is if this thing is going the other way. Let me just flip the chart so I can actually know. Anyway, so the nice consolidation is usually this type of scenario. In this type of scenario, we're actually giving a chance for new buyers to step in and a lot of shorts to ape. At the moment we're seeing the opposite. Not a lot of buyers are coming in, and actually a lot of longs are coming in. So it's kind of the opposite, if you know what I'm saying. So essentially this could be a reversal. And actually what we can be looking at is a third drive setup. Okay. And as I say, if we lose 24k, the first setup that I'll be looking is actually completing the 80% setup. I have a video about it, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, please check out the video. It's 5 minutes. So yeah, that's the first potential setup, but overall what I'm looking at is this box right here, this place right here. Okay, so I'm looking to take Bitcoin up there and then maybe take the potential reversal. Okay, so somewhere around here. And overall, what I like to say, next thing, just had everything, you can be trading this horizontal range. Okay, so essentially these are like your deviation target. So that's the first one and that's the second one. I'm not gonna be surprised if we actually hit the second one during the news. Okay, let me just check something quickly. Okay, so yeah, just trade this parallel channel, and as I say, more target will be coming up here during the event, and then we can be looking for a potential setup. As I say, these type of consolidations are not nice. They're not giving opportunity for new buyers to come in, because essentially what's happening at the moment, you're just seeing longs coming in, but I mean no buyers coming in. So essentially a nice consolidation, let me illustrate this again. A nice consolidation is when the price is doing this under a resistance. With these type of situations, you're usually seeing a lot of shorts coming in, and this is giving the opportunity for them to be squeezed to the upside if buyers come in. But at the moment, you're not seeing like shorts coming in. You're just seeing new longs at a very key level, in my opinion. So yeah, that's my overall target, and from there we can be looking to the downside. Okay. Anybody got any questions for BTC? Let me know in the chat if you have any questions about it. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. Don't you think it would take the top liquidity first? Okay, so before going down, good question. I'm gonna explain it in a very simple manner. So as I showed my Elliott wave, this type of scenario, even if that's the fifth, even if the B wave comes on top, it's still a valid one. And the way you want to be trading this is as a swing failure pattern, like taking the liquidity and coming back below. Is it possible to take the top? Yes, absolutely. And that's why I suggest wait for the CPI news to come out, wait around 1 or 2 minutes, and then take your position. You don't want to be taking a position before the news, because essentially usually this type of events bring a lot of volatility, bring a lot of spread. So if your stop loss is anywhere in between the 500 upper or 500 lower price action place, you can be stopped out, okay? And you don't want to be stopped out. Just wait for the event to pass. If you come up here, it's a valid trade. If you just spike in this region, yes, it's a valid trade. And you don't need to guess if it's gonna take out the top or not. Just wait for the news and just take the position after that. And you know, even if you miss coming into this area, even if you miss that short, if we actually start coming down, and as I say, if we start to look for this type of setup where we come below the previous day value area, we can be looking towards this area. So you're gonna have a lot of place to go into the market, so be aware of this. And judging by the open interest, you see a lot of longs are raping in at the moment. So yeah, that's my current thought process about the Bitcoin state. Before going on, that's my perspective. Okay. Any other question? Do you use ICT concepts? Essentially, the ICT concepts, what you need to be aware of, even if you do not use them, in some way they're being into your trading. And you know, the ICT trading style is like, how to explain it? The ICT trading style, in my opinion, it comes down into any strategy. So let's say, just give me a second. So I'm giving a very simple example. So actually, if we take a look at the ICT concepts, he's talking about fair value gaps. What I call them single prints, you know. As you can see, like here we have a huge block of single prints. He calls it fair value gap, I call it single prints. It's the same thing essentially. Am I trading basing on ICT concepts? I don't think so. I'm not trading basing on ICT concepts. I never studied them. I don't know how they work. Like, I have heard some things about breakers, unicorns, this kind of stuff. I don't use it. And I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying if it works and you make money of it, continue using it. I haven't went down the path, so I'm not using them. But another thing that you need to be aware of about the ICT concepts, my thought process, a lot of people are actually studying them. A lot of people are trying to use them, but still 95% of people lose money. So how does it work? Okay. Let me just check out something. Okay, so about Ethereum. I have this setup for Ethereum. Let me just delete it first and give you a little bit of context. So essentially we fell down here, and it's a very simple thing. Okay, I'm gonna show you again the deviation pocket. Okay, so the deviation pocket comes right into it while everybody is super bearish, and that's why you guys need to trade the charts. Trade the charts. Don't care about people say, just trade the charts, trade what you see. Right now we're in a very strong resistance. If we reject here, people gonna be like, CPI news came out super bearish. No, the reason for the rejection is that we're in resistance. The reason for the pump, where everybody was like super bearish, we're in a very strong support. Victorious Lviv, I have something like idea. My idea is a lot of people maybe will start to short the top of the liquidity, but I think we can make a third touch setup. Third touch setup on which high, mate? Which high? So yeah, about Ethereum, we're in very strong resistance, and essentially if we actually come above it and try to hold this daily at 1710, 1705, sorry, then we can be looking towards the upper region, which is gonna be a weekly 1765 and a liquidity area. So be aware of that. Let me just take a look at something. Okay. 25,285, 25,285. Well, yeah, that's like 25,285. Yeah, that's a little bit above this golden pocket, but yeah. Overall, I'm not looking at things to the exact dollar. You don't need to be picture perfect. As I say, the important thing over here as a trade is gonna be the timing, so you wanna have a good timing. Yeah, just have a good timing. Like you're not 100% sure if you're gonna reject, if you're gonna pump. Just wait and be very objective, black and white. Do you have the setup? Yes, no. Yes, you have the setup. Do you have the things you want to see? Yes, you do. You do have them. Okay, take the trade. Very nice and simple. And this liquidity right now, I'm gonna move it to this high. Okay, I'm gonna move it to this high over here. Yeah. Okay. And essentially, if Ethereum starts to break down, the first area where I'll be looking at the support will be 1550. We start to reject from here. Okay, if you just come back down here, that's gonna be the first area support. And overall, if you lose this area, in my opinion, you're gonna be looking at these levels. So essentially, very nice and simple. As I say, it's very similar to the Bitcoin type of thing. So you have the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then this could be the more complex ABC, where even if we make a new high, it's still gonna be considered as a B wave. Then you can be looking towards there. This is gonna break a lot of people. That's gonna make a lot of pain on the market. Essentially about ES. About ES. Mark out previous day low, Friday high. Mark these levels. Have them on your chart. And essentially the bounce here came out from the previous range point, which also price to price. About Nasdaq, we had a bounce from this value area on the previous range, and also we make a swing failure pattern of the previous week low. Guess who catch that? Guess who made the trade? Let me just show you something quickly. Very nice and simple. Yeah. So yeah, catch the exact low on Nasdaq. I'm long from here. I have taken profits, major profits I have taken, moved to stop loss to the entry, so I'm like in a careful state of mind. But overall you have this range which you want to be trading, high, low, midpoint. So actually you want to be taking shorts over here and potential longs over here. So yeah, be aware of that. Overall, the next place where I'm looking for a trade is a long around this area and a short above this high, to be honest with you. And let me just move this. This is gonna go here, and this is gonna go over here. Okay, so mark out this liquidity areas. Anybody got any questions? Something that you want to discuss? Essentially this daily is gonna be deleted, it's not valid anymore. Yeah, about the door, let me just delete this, hide it actually. At the moment we're hovering around the support area. We have swept these lows and currently we're like sitting around that. So if that's the back test, then we're gonna head down lower. That's a probable scenario. That's a very important support which needs to be held on the door. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna be live for the events. That's basically it. That's the live stream. If you want to know my trades that I'm gonna take about a couple minutes after the event, just hop in the Discord. You're gonna receive live alerts for everything that I take. That's about everything for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, if you like the live stream, subscribe, give a like. Let's be the algo. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here today. Cheers.